you Hurricanes head coach JD Arteaga. JD, if you can please start with an opening statement, and then we'll go into questions.
It was a roller coaster of a weekend. Didn't start the way we wanted it. That was a great game all the way around yesterday and today. Herrick didn't have his good stuff, but I thought he competed for 5 innings, and I guess I'm not sure how many home runs he gave up, but the long ball actually hurt us today. But Brendan Olivares came in, a freshman, and did a great job of keeping us in the game. He has the opportunity there in the 8th, a big grand slam to bring it within 2 and bring some excitement back into the dugout. And it just seemed like for 6-7 innings that we just did not make any type of adjustment offensively. And Caglione did a great job. I mean, he's a guy with a big fastball. We came in, looking to hit a big fastball. He just kind of pitched us with a lot of off speed, and we just never made the adjustment.
How is there? I mean, it's still early in the season, but if this was a really big series, how do you think they'll bounce back, or you don't know, or what were they like after the game?
I mean, after the game, after any loss, nobody feels good about themselves, but there's not going to be any quit in this team, As bad as we looked for 7 innings offensively, there was some life there in the 8th against their guy, right? I mean, against their closer. So it wasn't like they were, emptying out the bullpen and giving some young guys work. It was their main guys. So I said all along, this weekend is going to kind of give us a better idea of where we're at. We're obviously not where we want to be, but selection show's not tomorrow. Season's not over, so get ready for ACC play. It's not getting any easier with Virginia coming in. But we knew that going in. Being the ACC and just playing in the state of Florida, you can have a very tough schedule. So we know we got to work on some things and get better, and to get to where we want to be.
Caglione, if I'm saying it right, he's really a special player. Any comments about him? I mean, he got a home run today. He had a great pitching effort.
As advertised, he came in and that's tough to do. Not only play, pitch and hit, but doing the same game. That's tough, And he had a good weekend. It was a tough out. All weekend it was a tough out. And the lineup, it's a very dangerous lineup. You make any mistake, they're going to make you pay. So. I'm not sure how many home runs you gave up over the weekend. It was quite a bit. So that's the lineup that they have. It's something you got to deal with. And when you make pitches, they're pitchable. But if you don't, and you get far behind the counts, and you've got to get to the ball over the plate, they're gonna punish you and make you pay for it. So, but Caglione is again, as advertised, has been for the last couple of years, and he's got a very, very bright future ahead of him.
And then I was asking the guys, like playing a team of that caliber of Florida, that's I'm sure you're going to think that's a good, you'd rather play a team like that, correct? Than
absolutely. That's the only way to measure yourself and where you're at. I've said all along, that's where we want to be. That's where we got to get to. So you're only going to find out what you have when you go up against those guys. So, and again, you got Virginia this weekend coming in, and you got North Carolina coming in after that. So it's not getting any easier. Take a breath. Have a off day tomorrow. Come back ready to work on Tuesday.
JD, what do you think you guys have to do in order to, I guess, get back into the swing of things? You lost 3 of 4. You have Stonehill Wednesday, and then obviously ACC play starts. What do you guys have to do trying to get back into it?
Consistency. If the approaches at the plate, every at bat were like they were yesterday, we'll be okay. Or like they were in the 8th inning today, we'll be okay. The bullpen, Olivares throws that way every time out. We're going to be okay with our bullpen. But those are young guys. Those are things that are pretty normal when you have a young bullpen or a young roster. Jimenez is making the routine play. He's got the ability to make the great play all the time, but we've got to be able to make the routine play, and that's the difference between good teams and average teams. It's making every routine play and the occasional great play to save a run or take a hit away.
Could that be nerves, maybe, because of the competition?
I wouldn't call it nerves. It's just the inexperience and the game being fast. This the emotion. It's an emotional game. You play with emotion, but you can't allow it to control you. And he probably makes that play 9 out of 10 times, but in that situation he didn't. But he'll learn. He's going to get better because of it. I've said all along. The more you play, the more at bats you get, the more reps you get in game situation. It's just going to speed up your learning curve, and he's going to be better for it.
Anything else for JD?
What positives would you take from this weekend? I know obviously you did end up winning one game from here. What would you take as a positive?
We weren't outclassed by any means. We're never out of any game. Not that Friday's game was close for the most part until the end. They pulled away a little bit. Today, as bad as we were offensively, we never quit and just kept working. And the brightest thing today was Oliveros. You know, without a doubt, it was him just going out there and giving us those strong innings and keeping us in the game. And Sunday games here, it's, you know, always a little crazy. You never have enough runs on a Sunday afternoon game here the way the wind blows. So, you know, like the way Ray Schlesinger pitched yesterday. You know, he's had a lot of success since late in the season last year, and he hasn't had a bad game yet. And I was waiting to see how he would respond to it. I think he really showed a lot of maturity in that first inning yesterday. You know, lead off double, then a walk, and gets a big strikeout with a 3-0 hitter, and then gets a double play ball. I mean, those are really, really, you know, great signs of a veteran pitcher and a guy that's trying to figure it out.
Jay, the last thing is I think it was Shelmut who was thrown out. One of their players was thrown out for the bat flip.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the officials are cracking down on what they consider excessive celebration. Do you have any thoughts on that, as far as in general the crackdown or whatever they're doing with the bat flips?
Not a fan of it. I guess you call me traditional, whatever you want to call it. You know, I think when the story is the bat flip, you know, me personally, I'd rather the hit, you know, the home run or whatever it is, be the talk, right? Or be the story, not the bat flip or how I'm wearing my uniform or anything like that. More the play that you made or the pitch that you made, or, you know, whatever it might be. So no, I'm not a fan of it. I'm glad they are, you know, cracking down on it. It's getting a little out of hand and dangerous, to be honest with you. When you get, you know, a big emotional game and things like that happen, it could easily, very quickly, things could spiral out of control. So, you know, to answer your question, no, I'm not a fan of the bat flips and all excessive celebrations.
Coach, what's the message to the fan base after taking a game from the Gators this weekend?
Same message from day one, man. We're working our tail off, and we're going to get better. We keep getting better. We're going to keep fighting every inning, every pitch, every at bat. We're going to continue to fight, and it's right around the corner. We're going to get to where we need to be.
Thanks, Shitty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.